Welcome to
the wheat seat.
If you didn't already see, Sammy Adams has been announced as the headliner for Spring Weekend.
which is this Friday, so
Yeah.
something to look forward to.
Yeah, you should probably check out that video though too.
So we recently had an Accepted Students Day with a lot of accepted students, and we have some footage and of that.
We asked them some questions. What is your least favorite thing about Wheaton? Be specific. Be honest.
Probably with the business majors.
Well, I'm a business major.
We got just about 4,300 applications for our first year class, which we're really excited about.
Was this a really hard event to plan?
Yeah, Mike right here did all the hard work with Judy, and as a staff we helped him out, and it turned out to be a beautiful day. And look at the happiness that people are experiencing right now, and we're seeing the Wheaton community.
What's the weirdest thing you've eaten on campus?
Yeah, anything weird?
Anything strange or out of the ordinary?
So there were almost 400 students registered for Admitted Students Day for Welcome to Wheaton Day.
And it made me proud to be a member of this community.
Very good. This is our president.
Hi, so tell me about how your day at Wheaton has been.
Could I have one? I don't feel one.
All right, thank you. I'm out.
Do you knock with your knuckles?
Yeah.
Ouch.
How else do you knock?
You knock with these knuckles, not these knuckles.
What would you say is the golden age of cinema? Please be specific. Cite 3 references and use it in a sentence.
Your room smells like summer.
Yeah, thanks.
I like it.
Well, we honestly don't know, so we're just trying to find out.
Post-Hollywood, 60s maybe? Please go into full detail of your emotional acceptance of Zayn Malik's departure from One Direction.
I actually have no feeling about that at all. I was not a One Direction. Oh my god, you have your One Direction shirt on. I'm sorry. I really wasn't a One Direction fan. I'm sure it's like the breakup of NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
I'm not so sure it's like that.
What's your least favorite part about being an RA?
Where you have to write people up and you don't want to have to write them up.
Yeah,
I think that makes a lot of sense.
that's a good answer.
Laying down the law.
What's your favorite sandwich type?
Sandwich? Probably turkey BLT.
Is that your final answer?
Might be. I like steak and cheese too, is that also a good choice?
Well, which one is it?
Let's go with the BLT. Respect. Are you sure? Yeah.
Wise words from Stir Fry Mark.
Spring Fling weekend coming up. I just want to say, usually public safety is pretty lax about the rules. They don't fuck with you too much, but you gotta have a little respect for them too. Don't go walking around with an open beer and stuff like that. Hide it a little bit. One trick I learned from a student a few years back was to take like a Pepsi can, cut the bottom of it off, cut up the side, and then cut around the very top. You roll this around your beer, stuff it inside a koozie. Looks like you're drinking a Pepsi. And I really sincerely learned this from a student a few years back and have used it. That's my words of wisdom for today.
Thanks, Mark.
So we were just interviewed for the Wheaton Wire, and we thought it would be funny to interview the interviewer interviewing us in an interview.
You guys have a Sam Hickson obsession? Can you explain that a little bit?
Well, he's my RA, so that's I don't know if we're obsessed with
Not
him,
an
but
obsession.
Yeah.
You guys like to videotape him.
we like to troll him a little bit. Yeah. He's my RA. So the first episode we ever did, we interviewed like an RA of the week, and so I knew he's a dimple diver, and he's pretty much funny and
He's good at improv.
good at improv. And on his feet that we're okay, this will be fine. We can just knock on his door. And he's so weird, not weird.
He was really caught off guard.
He was I don't know. So
But that was the funniest of all of them, so we just kind of went off of that, and every time I saw him, I'd be like, Sam Hickson, and try to film him, and then it turned into a whole...
And he's into it too. Sometimes he'll see me and be like,
oh, where are the other 2 members of the Wheat team? Where are they? He pretends he doesn't like it, but he does.
oh, he
really
definitely
loves
likes
the
it.
attention.
He definitely likes it.
Now it's time for the shirt of the week.
I have never been aboard a steamer. I am just content to be a dreamer.
an interview with the Dimple Divers, Wheaton's improv troupe. And we have some questions for them. Who are your top comedic influences?
Yeah, it's kind of like the Bible of improv. It was written by these guys who founded a theater in Chicago called IO, Improv Olympic. And they were kind of pioneers in long-form improvisation and kind of took it away from the like kitschy, gimmicky, like short-form games that like you see on like Whose Line Is It Anyway and stuff. And they really expanded it into like a tool for storytelling. And they wrote this book called Truth in Comedy, and that's a lot of what we do is like based off that.
Anybody funny, really?
Yeah.
Each other,
Like
I
on
think
a
we
personal
get a lot.
front, it's just
Our
like
moms
any stand-up
mostly.
comedian that
A
does
lot of the
moms.
time, our moms
Yeah.
would be a really good answer.
Rich Hedberg.
Dylan really
Bob Dylan.
influenced.
Yeah, Bob Dylan too.
Yeah.
Gandhi.
Yeah.
What's your favorite dad joke?
185 dads walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "What are you guys doing here?" And the dads say, "Oh, you know, we're here just to order a few drinks, kick back after a long day of work. We've got kids and a wife at home, but like
They say all
this
that
is,
just
yeah,
when the bartender
this is
asks them
dad.
what's
This is
going on.
dad time. Dad on dad action." And the bartender says, "Okay, that's reasonable." And he says, "What would you like to drink?" And well, they order a pina colada, which they split. Many dads, one beverage, and after a while, the bartender's like, "Aren't you gonna pay for that?" And the dads look at each other, and they look at the floor, and they look at each other, and they look at the floor, and they say, "Oh, our dad, we forgot our wallets."
How does wind work? I'm just curious.
The first and only rule of thermodynamics, law of thermodynamics, is that heat rises. I don't know if you knew.
What's the first and only rule of
Yeah,
thermodynamics?
they just needed the one rule. And so heat rises. So like when things are heated by the sun, they go up and they leave a vacuum.
helicopter.
And then picture a helicopter.
Boxers or briefs?
Boxer briefs.
Neither.
None of the above.
Neither. Probably none.
We don't wear underwear to
Yeah,
our
none of
practices.
us.
In shows, it's actually you'll be kicked out if you wear.
Yeah.
We just worked that into our constitution and
Yes.
Our Dimple Divers
To
Bible.
SGA.
When you get in the group, it's one of the first things we say.
I made that mistake on my first show. I wore boxers, and when they kicked me out of the group.
You did because
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna wear,
why are you
I
here?
feel like if you wear,
She let me back in because I didn't know the rule.
No, I just think if you're gonna wear underwear to improv, it's just you're really not being a player of the team.
It constricts you.
Yeah.
If the Dimple Divers were an alternative dance troupe, let's just say, what would be their signature dance routine?
It's very alternative.
We go up and you go down.
Bounce your pelvis against the ground first.
I'm seeing some boxers over here.
No, that's a tattoo. Yeah.